Most students believe that studying means rereading, highlighting or watching the same video over and over. But science says that's wrong. If you want to study fast and retain more, you must flip the method. Instead of input, focus on output. This is where retrieval comes in. It's the brain's version of lifting weights. Retrieval is the act of pulling information from your memory without looking at your notes. When you try to recall something from scratch, your brain strengthens the connections between neurons. That's how real learning happens. The more you try to remember, the deeper the memory becomes. Reading is passive, retrieval is active, and illegal levels of effective. To start, read a page or watch a short video, then immediately close it and write down or say everything you remember. Even if you only get 50%, that effort makes the brain work harder. And that struggle is gold. The next time you review the same info, you'll remember 80%, then 95%. Then you'll never forget it. The best part, you can turn anything into a retrieval challenge. Use flashcards, record yourself explaining the topic, or teach a friend. If you don't have anyone to teach, explain it to your dog, your wall, or your reflection. The goal isn't perfection, it's the act of pulling the info out of your brain that rewires it. Every time you feel tempted to highlight or reread, remind yourself, retrieval is 10x faster. It forces your brain to do what it's supposed to do, think. Active recall is like planting seeds of knowledge and watering them with pressure and time. That's how you grow a fast-learning mind. If you want to study faster than anyone else, in your class, retrieval is your new default. No more wasting time on passive techniques. The brain learns by doing, struggling, and remembering. This is the first key to learning at speed levels that feel unfair. Your brain remembers characters and stories way faster than facts. So, if you're studying something complex, like the parts of a cell, the causes of World War I, or the functions of the nervous system, don't just memorize, personify the information. This is called character fusion. Take abstract concepts and give them personality. Turn the mitochondria into a tired old man who powers everything but never gets enough credit. Make the Treaty of Versailles a bitter divorce that ruined Europe's mental health. Give meaning and emotion to dry facts. Why does this work? Because the human brain evolved to remember stories, faces, and emotions. When you blend your study material with narrative and characters, your memory activates areas that passive study never touches. It's not about being childish. It's about being strategic with how memory works. You can use doodles, voices, or even act out scenarios. Imagine you're putting on a play, and the concepts are your actors. Each chapter becomes a scene. Each formula becomes a dramatic line. It might sound silly, but silly is memorable, and memory is your superpower here. Try this tonight. Pick a chapter from your textbook and rewrite it as if it were a TikTok drama, an anime episode, or a soap opera. When information becomes a story, it moves from temporary memory to deep emotional recall. And that's where fast learning lives. Every test you pass after using character fusion feels like cheating because you didn't memorize like others. You felt the information, and when you feel what you learn, it sticks for life. Let's be real. Your brain doesn't learn well in giant blocks of time. If you try to study for 3 hours straight, your focus collapses after 20 minutes. That's where the block collapse method comes in. You break down study blocks into small, timed explosions of focus. The secret is called Pomodoro, 25 minutes of deep work, followed by 5 minutes of break. After 3 or 4 rounds, you take a longer break, but we're upgrading that. In this version, you collapse the block even harder. 15 minutes ultra-focused, 2-minute break, then 15 again. During those 15 minutes, you lock into one task: retrieval, note condensing, summarizing, or reviewing. No multitasking, no scrolling. Your brain goes full power because it knows rest is coming soon. That pressure cooker focus makes your mind learn at lightning speed. Why? Collapse the block. Because your brain isn't a machine, it's an athlete. And just like a sprinter can't sprint for an hour, your brain can't focus deeply without regular resets. The shorter blocks allow you to go harder, faster, and longer without burning out. Use timers, alarms, or apps like Forest or FocusMate. Block your distractions. Create a study ritual that feels like stepping into a game. When it's time to focus, you go in like a warrior, then retreat for a breath before returning. That rhythm is what trains the mind. With the block collapse. Method: you stop wasting hours studying and start winning minutes that matter. You'll finish in half the time and remember twice as much. It's not about working harder. It's about working intelligently aggressive. Your brain doesn't just process information through logic. It also learns through senses: touch, sight, sound, even smell. But most students never use this. They sit in the same spot, with the same lighting, same smell, and expect their brain to stay awake. That's a mistake. Sensory reset is about hacking the senses to shock your brain into attention. The first part is about changing your environment every time you feel your focus fading. Move rooms, stand up, change the lighting, add a different scent. The goal is to re-alert your nervous system. When you reset your sensory inputs, your brain says something new is happening. Pay attention. That attention boost improves memory encoding. It's like splashing cold water on your neurons. They wake up, become alert, and store info with 2x the depth. You don't need a fancy study setup. Just small sensory changes: peppermint gum, fresh air from a window, switching from a chair to standing, or using a different background sound. These quick changes activate fresh parts of your brain, keeping learning sharp and vivid. Try this during your next study block. Start with music, then silence. Start with warm light, then switch to cold. These little shocks jolt your brain out of autopilot. You're no longer just studying. You're creating a multi-sensory learning experience. Part 1 is about external resets. In Part 2, we'll go deeper: how to use your internal senses to reboot your learning speed. Because your body isn't just sitting there. It's a learning machine when you know how to use it. Now that you've reset the external senses, it's time to activate your inner sensory engine. This means training your brain to absorb information through mental visualization and physical sensation, even when you're still. Close your eyes and picture what you're learning. If you're memorizing anatomy, imagine holding the brain in your hands. If you're studying history, see the battlefield, the uniforms, the chaos. If it's math, see the numbers dancing across a blackboard. Make it vivid, weird, and alive. This technique turns facts into experiences, and your brain never forgets experiences. Athletes use this for performance, and now you're using it for memory. It's called multisensory imagery, and it's a high-performance hack. You can combine this with movement too. Tap your fingers while recalling terms. Walk while reciting formulas. Whisper the facts while visualizing them. These actions engage multiple brain zones and increase retention by up to 60%. Why does this feel illegal? Because while others stare at a book for hours, you're using deep sensory encoding that cuts your study time in half. The brain was built for survival. Senses help us survive, so use them to thrive. Sensory reset. Part 2 is the final piece of fast learning. It makes you fully present with what you study, body, mind, and imagination combined. That's not normal studying. That's accelerated memorization at its best. Most people waste entire semesters using outdated methods that don't match how the brain actually works. But not you. You've just learned 6 study methods that can change everything: retrieval, character fusion, block collapse, sensory reset, audio loop, mental visualization. If you use even 2 of these, your speed will increase. If you use all 6, you'll feel like you unlocked cheat codes. You'll finish faster, remember more, and stress way less. This is not hype, it's neuroscience. Don't wait for the next exam to start using this. Try it today. Take a 15-minute topic and apply retrieval plus character fusion. You'll be shocked at how quickly it sticks. You don't need talent, you need strategy. The truth is, schools don't teach you how to learn. They teach you what to learn. But what matters most is your method. Now you have one. Now you have many. So stop wasting time on highlighters and rereading. Start learning the way your brain was designed to. Fast, emotional, strategic, sensory, unstoppable. And if this helped you, leave a comment below. What's your age? Where are you watching? From? And what technique are you going to try first?